you've built more than an event. You've built a community. What made you decide creators needed more than just another networking event?
I'm trying to create a space that I feel there's a gap in, right? So the funny thing is, last year, June 2025, actually May 2025, I sat on live and I said, y'all, I want to do a content creators event. And it was like, go ahead and do it. I said, y'all, I want to do it at the end of June. They said, that's in 4 weeks. I said, all right. That was it. I've done events, but I've always done women empowerment events. I have not really done content creator events, but I was like, all right, let's do it. So from idea to physical manifestation, 4 weeks, liquor sponsor, sold out 88 people at that event. Gorgeous venue, like everything just fell together. And I was like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. I want to bring information to people. I want to fill the gap that I feel like people gatekeep a lot. I had a lot of people that poured into me. I've been at tables with people that people could never imagine because somebody gave me the opportunity and the proximity. That's what it is. I want to create opportunities for people to be in proximity with people that can change their lives. One conversation, one person, one bit of information. There's certain things that once you hear it, you can't unhear it. That's what I'm creating. I want you to hear somebody say, yo, I made 6 figures this month. And now you're like, wait, this month I make that in a year, or I've never seen that before. How do I do that? And get around people that will give you the information on how do I do that. So that's what I'm just creating. What I feel like is like people breadcrumbing you information, and it's like, do this, but buy my course, right? Like it's like, okay, well, what do I do now? What if I don't got the money to do that? I've been on both sides. I've been at my highest of highs and my lowest of lows, and I'm like, all right, well, I just wish somebody would give me the information. So that's why I created it, to be honest.
Your bio says, "Stop waiting to be chosen. You are the stage." Was there a specific moment in your own life when you stopped waiting for permission?
I was in so I'm a two-time domestic violence and suicide survivor. So when I got out that last DV situation, I realized that I was like going through a place where I lost myself. He literally stripped me of my voice. I became muzzled. Like I did not. I used to sing. I used to write. I used to do all the things. I had started going to a vocal coach, and I remember he said, "Nobody want to hear you," and I stopped. Right. I started seeing myself in the way that he saw me, and I was like, yo, when I got out of this, one of the things that I can say has helped me is people putting me in rooms with people that spoke life into me and made me realize like, okay, this isn't the end for me. But I'll never forget the very first time that I ever told my story publicly. I was on a speaker's tour. So one of my close friends, David Shantz, he actually has the podcast summit, and he does the social proof podcast. When we first started, we were on speaking tours in high schools. And I remember he said, yo, let's go on this Black Wall Street tour. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, I'll tell my story, but I'll tell my story. But my story was going to be real high level. I was like, but I messed around and told my story by accident to some high schoolers. And I remember when the words fell out my mouth, I said, oh, they ain't never going to invite me back here. Right. And then I felt so like, oh shoot, I've never said that out my mouth. At the end, when we had the lines in front of us, it was a long line of girls standing in front of me saying, thank you for sharing. Nobody has been able to relate to what I've gone through. Because I was essayed when I was a teenager. I was actually a victim of being gang raped when I was a teenager. Like these are real things that I went through, but I never talked about until that moment. And then I realized at that moment, you got to tell your story. You got to share with people. So that's one of the reasons why I'm a voice activation strategist. I teach women how to use their voice to help other people.
Your brand has evolved over the years, but the word truly has stayed. Today, what does truly mean to you?
So funny story. People ask me that all the time. So truly inspired Martin is a trademark name, right? That's me. But this tattoo old as hell. This is Clark Atlanta old. You see what that say?
Truly inspired.
Before I ever started actually using this name, it was on my wrist.
Wow.
Right. So I still look at this and I'm like, yo, I had this on my wrist since 2008 or 9. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I already knew what it was before it was. So me being truly inspired was what I had to learn to do from within in order to really be the best version of myself. I teach people that it's important. You gonna have to save you. That's it. Like I waited for people to save me. I've tried to, jump off the boat and see if somebody was gonna come rescue me. Nobody came. I had to really literally truly inspire myself. So that's where the name come from for real. It's really me learning and growing and becoming. Everything that happens to you is for somebody else.